Hey guys, now just last night I saw a video on YouTube stating about what is going on with Henry Cavill. Is he still going to be Superman? Because it was like last year or so, it was announced that he's no longer Superman. That he's hung up the cape. So like after say like Ben Affleck, he's hung up the cowl. He's no longer Batman, and we got Robert Pattinson, who is now going to be Batman in the next movie. Not entirely sure how I feel about Robert Pattinson as Batman, but who knows? You never know. He could give out a great performance. Like I said, that when Affleck was announced to play Batman in Batman v Superman, a lot of people were saying, "Really, Affleck? Really?" But then you watch the film, and he just stole the film. He stole it. Fantastic. That's why Batman v Superman is one of my favorite movies. I understand why a lot of people hate it, but it's one of my favorite films. The only way to watch it is the Ultimate Edition. It's 3 hours long, but it's worth it. Now, as you can see, I've got a Superman t-shirt because Superman is my favorite superhero. And I'll say Henry Cavill, he's my Superman. He's mine. And I've got all the previous Superman movies, the originals with Christopher Reeve, Superman's 1 and 2, legendary films. Legendary. They're great to watch. Superman 3 is disappointing. They tried to go the comedy route. It failed. Even though they had a big comedian in it, it fell flat. But Christopher Reeve, he's the only good part in Superman 3. So he still kicks it out, still knocks out of the park with his performance. And then you have quite possibly the worst Superman movie ever made, Superman for a Quest for Peace. Once again, Christopher Reeve is the only saving grace for that film, and the only way that I could get through that movie is just by downing a lot of booze. The only way to get through Superman 4 is just to down a lot of booze. And then there's the very mixed reaction of Superman Returns. It's supposed to be a direct sequel after Superman 2, and this time he's played by Brandon Routh. I think he did a really good performance considering the material that he was given. Yes, it wasn't the best Superman film ever made. It really isn't. But I think, as I said, I think he did a really good job. He looks a good impression of Christopher Reeve. He does look a lot like him, like in body stature, facial, and stuff like that. Even with the hair, it was almost like a dead ringer. And then when it was announced that Superman was being rebooted again for 2013 for Man of Steel, Henry Cavill was announced. I have no idea who Henry Cavill was at the time. Who is he? I didn't actually watch Man of Steel until 2016, just before the release of BVS. So my former manager at the time, Adam, he told me that I should watch Man of Steel because he was looking forward to BVS. My friend Matt, you all know as Walker Reviews, he was also telling me that Man of Steel was a really good film. He was looking forward to BVS as well. So it was one night, Saturday night, I got home from work, went online and just watched Man of Steel online and instantaneously fell in love with it. I think the plot was fantastic. The special effects were amazing. Looked so real. Henry Cavill just as amazing as Clark Kent, Superman, just brilliant. Amy Adams playing Lois Lane, absolutely stunning. And it's not the first Superman movie I actually watched. I did watch the original with my mum when I was a little boy, when I was very young. But since it was just so long between films, I couldn't really remember anything except the part in the first Superman film. The very weird part when he's flying around the world, turning back time due to Lois's death. It was very stupid, but anyway, not gonna go on. So after watching Man of Steel and instantly falling in love with that movie, I was looking forward to Batman versus Superman. So, you say, what's next for Henry Cavill's Superman? What can we expect from him in BVS? And I will admit, after watching it when it came out on DVD, I just watched the Blu-ray and I cried. I cried at the end of BVS with with his death. In that fantastic final fight when he's teaming with Wonder Woman and Batman taking on Doomsday. A lot of people hate how Doomsday looks, but I never read the comics, so I don't really have a massive problem with the way that Doomsday looks. And I was looking forward to Justice League, saying that game, like, oh, is Henry going to be in it? Is he going to be in it? And it was going to be announced that he was. I said, yes, Henry's going to be in it. He's going to be in it. My Superman's going to be in Justice League. But I had no idea what, how much of a role was he going to be in, because, I saw a footage of him, he was training, working out, going out runs, weightlifting, keeping that massive physique of his huge. I mean, it certainly makes me feel inadequate. He really does. I mean, the guy is chiseled out of stone. Chiseled out of stone. And I was so happy the day he was going to be in Batman, Justice League. I'm sorry. And then last year or so, I believe, when it was announced that he was leaving, someone announced it. Henry himself didn't say it, but I was really worried. I was really worried that was it. That Henry is done. I didn't want him to be done. I think that he still had a lot to give. Because Batman vs BVS was more of a Batman movie, and he had a very small role in Justice League. So, and apparently, Henry himself has said that that he feels that he has a lot left to give for Superman, and I really hope he actually did say that, and that someone else didn't say it, and just that someone else didn't say it, but said that Henry said it instead. But if Henry actually himself said that that he feels like he's still got a lot to give, and that that he's still got a lot to give for Superman. He's still a young man. He's in his 30s. He's still a young man, and I think he's still got a lot to give. And you give him the right material, the good director, good producer, good screenwriter. Just give. I think he can knock it out of the park. And I'm just gonna say, Man of Steel, like BVS, is one of my all-time favorite movies. I have watched it so many times. I fucking love Man of Steel. Fucking love it. It's my favorite Superman movie of all time. It really is my all-time favorite Superman movie. And if anyone who hasn't seen Man of Steel, I definitely recommend going out and watching it. It is so good. The story is great. The acting is great. And it's an all-star cast. You got Michael Shannon in it. You got Kevin Costner. You got Diane Lane, Amy Adams, as I said. All-star cast. Definitely watch Man of Steel. And Henry, if you're still gonna be Superman in future installments, I really hope you are, mate. You are my favorite Superman. You are my Superman. And no disrespect to anyone who says that Christopher Reeve is their Superman. That is great. More power to you. Everyone's gonna have their favorite actor as a character. Own it. It's just absolutely own it. I mean, you have Christopher Reeve as your Superman. Henry's my Superman, and I really hope that Henry, you will be in more Superman movies in the future. I really hope you are, mate. I really hope you are.